I'm Steve, and I'm the guitar product specialist for Boss Australia. And today I'm here at Mooloolaba Music to talk about a really exciting recent release from Boss, and that's the Gigcaster 8. Now, having a look at the unit itself, it's an 8-channel mixer with 4 microphone or jack inputs, with additional channels at the ready, including Bluetooth, auxiliary in, and of course our bright and colourful sound pads. Now, if you've seen the Gigcaster before, you'll know that it's the perfect solution for podcasting or live streaming, but today I want to talk to you about a potentially game-changing use case scenario for the Gigcaster. And that's for the solo or duo performers working weddings, cafes, restaurants, or small bars. With the features aboard the Gigcaster, musicians and performers in those circles could have the simplest setup around. Now, if we look at the common setup for the solo or duo performer, you'll usually see an instrument or two, usually guitars, running into a pedal board and then into an amplifier. You'll see one or a couple of microphones running into vocal effects units, and then all of that running to a mixer and then to a PA. Now, this is a Boss product, so one of the most exciting things about the Gigcaster, and also what sets itself apart from other small format mixers, is that there's a dedicated guitar input with a fully featured guitar effects processor on board, with amplifiers and effects derived from our flagship GT series. There are also vocal effects from our VE line to complement either spoken voice or to be used by a singer. So what that means is that you can leave the pedal board at home, you can leave the amp at home, you can leave the vocal effects at home and simply plug right into the Gigcaster, and you're away.
Look on the bright side, it's getting dark out. This time tomorrow I'll be right here thinking. Bright side, dark out, rinse, repeating. Why did I go truth? I could be daring. Heart of a lion, but the same amount of courage under counter fire. My heart has been beating like a drum. Can you feel the start? Smell the powder from the gun. When the kingdom falls, yes, the kingdom will fall. Ash and flame will be replaced with fields of marigold.
The guitar amplifiers and effects can be easily controlled and edited by our touchscreen, where you can choose from a list of presets or completely customize your own from scratch. The same thing goes for the vocal effects. There are plenty of presets for singers featuring must-have effects like reverb and delay, but also including pitch correction and harmonies. The sound pads can be completely customized for a gig setting. You could load in a backing track to be triggered by a single touch. Like, let's say you're working a wedding and you've been given the task of playing the ever-important Walking Down the Aisle song or the first dance. You can simply load a file into the sound pad and trigger it. And you can even use the sound pads to change presets or change effects, but what really opens the door to live control is that the Gigcaster is compatible with our GAFC foot controller. Now, this means that you can change patches, turn effects on and off, just like you would a traditional floorboard, for both the guitar and vocal effects, or you could even trigger the sound pads themselves to play backing tracks without even having to go near the mixer. With 4 instrument inputs, you have the options for multiple setups, a couple of mics, a couple of guitars, keyboard, the usual suspects for a solo or a duo. Now, if you have a spare channel on the night, you could even have a dedicated mic for the meat raffle. With the Bluetooth and auxiliary channels, you can also run backing tracks or background music directly from your device. And lastly, because the Gigcaster is USB class compliant, you can use the Gigcaster as an audio interface directly to your phone or device to live stream the gig itself onto Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube. With the feature set built into the Gigcaster 8, the door opens so much wider than it just being a mixer for podcasting or live streaming or being a home interface for recording. Like, of course it'll do all of those things, but maybe so do you. As musicians, we're so often doing so many things with our craft, and having the ability to have a home and live mixer all in one unit, that does away with the need for external hardware and cables, like, that's a win. Thank you to the team from Mooloolaba Music for having me. If you've got any questions about the Gigcaster, chuck them in the comments below. I'll be reading them, the team here will be reading them. Come into the store and check it out for yourself.